I'm Kelsey Nygaard, and I want to go on this trip just because it's something that I want to do for the rest of my life. I registered at GCU 2 weeks ago for Christian Studies with an emphasis in youth ministry, so this is like what I want to be doing. So I just think that it'll be a good experience and just like in the field, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So.
Good. I'm going to start us.
All right. So, can you tell us why you want to specifically go on this Haiti trip?
Well, I went to go last year, and it was just like mind blowing. I was in Beatty, and the kids like, I don't know, they just search for love. So it like, I don't know, you just come back like new, I guess. Like you just come back so thankful for like what you do have, and I mean like I talk to kids still from Beatty, and they'll thank me, and I know like Kelly too, like thank you for what you've done, and just like keeping in touch, so to know that I made a difference in like kids' lives already, like I want to continue doing that. And from talking to people from like that went last year, just they said that the kids like they just love you like from the minute you get there. So
cool. So obviously we can't take everybody on this trip. Why is it that we should take you instead of maybe a few others? It's a tough question. I don't know.
I don't know, like once I make a commitment, I stick to it. I'm not like, I mean, I'll go 100%, and I know like everyone says that, but it's just like, I know on my team for Go, we had the people who weren't like fully in it, and it's frustrating, so it makes me want to be like fully in it and contribute to the team like 100%, so like no one has to pick up my slack.
Okay. Describe your daily walk with Christ. What do you do on a daily basis as far as growing your relationship with Christ?
If I don't wake up early enough, I don't do my soap until that night. But, well, since I've been home in bed doing nothing for the last week, I wake up, read, and then I don't really like soap necessarily. I just find one verse, and then that verse like sticks out to me. So, I don't know, like lately, for going through Hebrews for like the 1 year, like that has just been like, oh my gosh, like I don't know, that's my favorite one. And then just like the reassurance, I'll just pick one verse, like yesterday's was like Jesus Christ is the same like yesterday, today, and forever. So just like the little verses that like there's one that always just sticks out to me. So instead of like soaping on it every day, I'll just like just focus. Like if I'm frustrated, like okay Kelsey, like.
So what? Why is global missions maybe important for all churches, Palm Valley and every church? Why is it that global missions should be a big part of this walk that we have?
I just think it's better like to reach out to like communities and like Haiti who don't have much, like to show that like we love when like no matter what, like what you look like how often you shower, like things like that, like Christians like just love, and that's what we're called to do. So just like, I don't know, making disciples of all nations, like just reaching out.
Cool.
All right. So, for the most part, the kids in Haiti can't speak English. So how do you think you can interact with them without knowing the language?
I think for them, like, obviously, like, kids on Go, like, they speak English, but just showing, like, affection and love and just, like, hugs and stuff and just showing that, like, you care rather than, like, verbally, I guess.
Cool. How would your parents describe your personality? What type of person are you according to them, if we were to ask them?
I think they would say, like, outgoing and just, I don't know, I reach out a lot. So, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Like, sometimes that can get me in trouble. But, like, I mean, I'm honest. Sometimes, I guess, like, brutally honest, and that's not good. But I think outgoing and just, like, trustworthy, and I don't know. I think I have some good traits. And then there's also the downfalls, like being brutally honest.
So, how would your friends describe your personality?
Definitely outgoing. I'm usually the one to, like, bring laughter, I guess. Probably trustworthy too, like, if that is that personality. Yeah. I don't know, they come to me like a lot and I can cheer them up, whether it just be like me being stupid or like actually saying something that helps. I don't know, I just feel like I can cheer people up and
Um,
a friend.
I asked Titus this too because you and Titus both have that very outgoing personality. There will be times on the trip that will need to be toned down. And are you able to just
Yeah.
do that when it's necessary?
I'm immature at some point, but like I know like when to stop. Like I know when I'm like, okay, Kelsey, like this is serious time. So
So what's your biggest fear or concern with this Haiti trip?
in all honesty, the shots. That's the only thing that comes to my mind is the shots. But I think being away from family, like, I mean, you're not just a state away. Like, it's completely different from go. So I think that'll be challenging, but the only, like, fear that I have is the shots.
You'll get a chance to overcome that fear if you go on this. Yeah, so you'll have plenty of shots to take.
With all the blood drawn and IVs that I've had.
Man,
Ooh,
that should be used to.
bro.
So all the snakes in Haiti are going to bother you?
Yeah.
Oh, don't bring that word up.
Woo.
An extraordinary
That's funny.
fear of snakes.
After
Even though
Darius's
we're-
message on Go, when he just said it and said it, I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
That's funny.
You're all better now?
I was in tears during the holy huddle.
All right. So, describe a time when you were really stressed, and how did you handle it?
I think probably like when I got hurt for volleyball, because that's like all my life was. So I was like, okay, my life, like I thought like my life was over. Like I had nothing to do, and I was like, okay, what good is gonna come out of this? And then I found my like the day I got hurt, like I was mad at God. Like I was like, seriously, why? Like why me? And then I turned to like just church, like because I could come more often, and just hearing the messages like it'll all turn out, like God has a plan. And then I ended up being able to go on Go, and then like I shared, I had the message, and it was like about like Rahab like trusting God and stuff. And I told like the night before I was talking to Sean Alexander, and I was like, I don't see how I can go up in front of all these kids and say like how they need to trust God, and like because it was still like early after my injury, so I was like, I feel like a hypocrite going in front of them like, okay, trust God, but like I wasn't doing it 100%. So then I went like that night I completely rewrote the whole message, and like I was just stressed throughout the whole thing, like okay, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, like I'm gonna be a loser, like I don't know, I wasn't playing any sports. And then I ended up like on Go, they asked me to be a middle school mentor. So I think like after realizing like God does turn things out for the better, like if I wouldn't have gotten hurt, I wouldn't have been like involved, like I wouldn't be where I am with middle school or like in my walk with God. So and then that also like brought my parents to church, realizing like okay, like she's trusting God, like we need to too. So they ended up coming to church for the first time on Easter, and they've been coming ever since. So
That's awesome.
it all worked out. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, my dad like he's like, I would like the church more, but it feels like I'm going to a rock concert at 8:15 in the morning. I was like, okay, Dad, like that's not what you're here for. But he's actually like liking it now. Like last week he went to 101, like, and he said that once he goes through like the classes and realizes like what the church is about, then he might start serving. So it's been a long few months, but it's like awesome. Is like, and I've come home a couple times. And my mom's like reading the Bible. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, so.
That's very cool.
I think it's the whole like injury has brought the family closer. So.
I mean, that's fantastic to see that, and to see something that potentially is just devastating, and yet God is using it and shaping you, shaping your entire family. That's an awesome thing. So how would you describe yourself in terms of, are you a leader or a follower more often than not?
I think I'm a leader, but then like I'm not afraid to step back and like let other people lead. And we found that on Go too, like there were a lot of us trying to be the leader and to set things like, okay, no, we need to do this, this, and this. So like I was just like, okay, I need to step back and maybe let other people just take everyone's ideas. But for the most part, I would say I'm a leader.
Cool. Any other questions, you two? Okay. Any questions for us?
I didn't write that one down, so I didn't know.
Your handwritten in question?
Oh, that's right. I totally did, didn't I? That's right. Is there anything that that you can think of that may keep you from going on this trip?
I don't like, the only thing I would say was just like for the first few months, like obviously I can't transport myself, but I've seen like my parents they're willing to. Like I got yelled at for having my small group leader pick me up for small group. They were like, no, we'll take you. So I think that's my only like worry, but now that my parents are like supporting what I'm doing, like just with everything in the church, I don't think that there's anything.
So how long is it going to be before you can drive?
It can
Is
be
it the
anywhere
full
from
6 months?
2 to 6. So
Okay.
we'll find out more. I have my post-op on Monday, and they're taking this off and they're putting me in a cam walker, but I still can't walk on it because like one of the incisions that they did was muscle, so I have to be able to like move that, but the tendons I can't walk on, so I have to like be able to stretch it, and I can't do that in this. So they should, like, when I go back, they'll probably be like, okay, we'll see you back in this amount of time, but it'll probably be close to 6 months. They said that it's like a lot of, depending on like my pain, not to rush back into it like I've done the last couple months. So
So
I think-
you're gonna listen this time and follow instructions?
yes, yeah, because if I mess this up, then I have to have another surgery. That will be 10 times more painful. So I'm definitely gonna listen this time. I learned my lesson.
That's good. That's a good thing.
So what do your parents think about you going on this trip now?
They're excited, but I think nervous at the same time, just because they're like, okay, senior year, like GCU, money, 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 like. But I mean, I told them that like if I get like I'm gonna do my part, like send out letters to family, which is like what we're supposed to do anyway. So they're just stressed like about all the money that we've been throwing out between my brother, this college. So, but I have like a lot of supportive family that has seen where I was a year ago.